If I could give you just one tip to make the biggest impact on your plantar fasciitis recovery, it's this: strengthen your feet. The latest research shows weakness of the intrinsic muscles of the feet, which I like to call your foot core, is one of the top 3 causes of plantar fasciitis. And yet most of the recommendations you're given completely ignore this. Even worse, most of the treatments out there, like orthotics, super cushion shoes, or endless rest, actually make your feet weaker over time. In this video, I will share what truly fixes plantar fasciitis, and I'll share 3 major causes of weak feet and my 3 favorite exercises to help you reverse it. I'm Dr. Angela, the Plantar Fasciitis Doc, and I've treated thousands of cases just like yours. One of my patients, Sarah, really opened my eyes to how easy it is to get stuck in the wrong cycle. She is in her 60s, recently retired, and loved walking every morning with her friends. Until one weekend, she went on a hike with her husband. Her hiking boots were older and more narrow at the toe. She developed sharp heel pain that never went away. She tried everything: stretching her calf muscles 3 times a day, getting a pair of Hokas that the running store suggested, getting orthotics from her podiatrist, and even tried a cortisone shot. Nothing worked. She was desperate for relief and told me, "I just want to walk with my girls again without pain." When she came to me, I discovered her problem quickly. It was her foot strength. Her foot muscles were completely deconditioned from years of wearing supportive shoes and orthotics. Here's what we did for Sarah. We transitioned her into a wide toe box, 0-drop shoe that is flat from heel to toe, the Ultra Rivera. We slowly began to remove her orthotics to allow her foot muscles to work again. We added toe spacers to help realign her toes because her big toe had began to shift from years of wearing narrow-toe dress shoes to work. And she began a simple strengthening routine. I'll share those exercises a little later. Her pain finally started to fade, and now she's back to walking every morning pain-free. If that story feels familiar, you're not alone. Most plantar fasciitis journeys sound just like Sarah's. Too many people are treating the symptoms, not the cause. That's our focus today: learning to ditch the Band-Aids and target the underlying cause. Before we get into the details, I have a free guide with the exact steps I used to resolve Sarah's PF. Put the word guide in the comments and I will be sure you get a copy of that. Let's break down why your feet get weak in the first place. Number 1 is wearing shoes that narrow at the toe. When we wear shoes with a tapered toe box, our feet and toes cannot spread and splay as we walk and run, and our feet are unable to function normally. Our foot muscles are weakened and lose the ability to absorb shock. Most conventional footwear have narrow toe boxes, and this leads to PF. We need shoes that support the natural shape of our feet and allow for normal toe splay that are widest at the toe, like these. I have an approved shoe list with the shoes that I approve and recommend for plantar fasciitis. Put the word shoes in the comments and I'll be sure you get a copy of that. The second cause of a weak foot core is wearing foot orthotics. Hearing this may confuse you. This is often one of the first things people are told to do to correct your PF. Just like in Sarah's case, she didn't know this would further weaken her feet. Foot orthotics are one of the biggest roadblocks in healing plantar fasciitis. Our feet are naturally strong and do not need this type of support long term. Using an external device like an orthotic is a temporary solution and doesn't address the underlying cause. Having this type of support in the early phase or acute phase of PF can be helpful. However, wearing them beyond that is detrimental to your recovery. This also applies to shoes that have built-in arch supports or anti-pronation technology, like most running shoes, Birkenstocks, and UFOs. Shoes that have motion control and corrective technologies will actually weaken your feet and can lead to exactly the thing that you're trying to correct. our feet become lazy and dependent on those external devices. The third cause of weakness in your feet is never walking barefoot. This is one of the most common myths regarding PF. I know most of you have been told to avoid barefoot walking if you have foot pain, but this is one of the healthiest things you can do for your feet, and it naturally strengthens your foot core. It may be difficult to walk barefoot when you're in a lot of pain, but as your feet get stronger from the exercises I will show you in a minute, you can begin to slowly introduce your feet to this new concept. It takes time to train your feet to enjoy barefoot walking. I recommend starting to go with 10 minutes a day, then increasing the time each week. Also, another way to naturally strengthen your feet is to wear toe spacers. Toe spacers are a tool used to help stretch and realign your toes from the damaging effects of narrow-toe shoes. These made a big difference for Sarah. Okay, now for my favorite part. 3 simple, powerful exercises to rebuild your foot strength. As I mentioned earlier, I want to show you the 3 best exercises to strengthen your foot core. Short foot exercises, the towel control drill, and toe spreading. The first exercise is short foot exercises. The goal of the short foot exercise is to shorten the foot by contracting the intrinsic muscles to raise the arch. First, make sure you're barefoot and stand on both feet. Evenly distribute your body weight over both feet. Then, spread your toes as far as you can. Make sure all of your toes are in touch with the ground. Without scrunching your toes, try to shorten your foot by bringing the ball of your foot toward your heel, doming the arches in the feet while keeping your toes flat and pressing them into the ground. Think of trying to suction cup your arch off the ground without clawing your toes. If performed correctly, you should be able to feel the strong contraction of the muscles underneath your foot. If it feels like it's going to cramp, that's a good sign. That means that you're recruiting the right muscles and doing the exercise correctly. If you do begin to cramp, pause for a moment and then resume. You can focus on one foot at a time or do both feet at once. Contract your arch, shorten your foot core, and hold the short foot exercise for 2 seconds and repeat 10 times. Perform the exercise 1 time per day, and as your feet get stronger, perform twice per day. The second exercise is the toe control drill. Stand or sit barefoot with your feet flat on the ground. Lift your big toe while keeping the other 4 toes firmly pressed on the ground. Lower your big toe, then do the opposite. Press the big toe down while lifting the other 4 toes. Hold each position for 3 to 5 seconds. Perform 10 repetitions 1 to 2 times per day. The third exercise is toe spreading. Toe spreading involves actively spreading your toes away from each other as far as you can. Spread your toes and hold the position for 5 seconds and repeat 10 times. It may seem difficult at first. You may also notice that one foot is easier to spread. This is an indication of more weakness in one foot. Continue to practice each day and you will notice a greater range of motion each week. These aren't hard, it just takes more practice for some. This is one of my favorite exercises to practice throughout the day. I shot another video that goes into more detail of why wearing foot orthotics is killing your PF progress. Watch that one next.